Deepwater Horizon.
Rigs on fire.
We've had a major explosion. We need assistance immediately.
On fire!
I repeat, we've had a mass casualty explosion. We need assistance immediately.
Mayday. This is motor vessel. David Banks, Deepwater Horizon has exploded and is on fire.
Offshore drilling is drilling in large bodies of water, which include oceans as well as lakes. But the main places that offshore drilling is being done in is the Gulf of Mexico, the Atlantic Sea, and off the coast of Alaska. This drilling is done by drilling deep into the ocean floor to extract oil. To make sure these oil rigs are functioning properly, people and crew have to live on them for weeks at a time. Most of these oil rigs are built and operated by oil and gas companies. For them, it has proved a cost-effective way to cheaply produce oil. After a series of devastating oil spills, a ban on drilling in the Gulf of Mexico and off the coast of Alaska was passed by Congress in 1981. Unfortunately, following an economic crisis, the ban was lifted in 2008, making almost the entire U.S. oceanic region available for oil drilling. Offshore drilling must be contained to certain and few areas of the ocean because it greatly harms marine wildlife and contributes to greenhouse gases. The chance that an oil rig will malfunction or explode, causing an oil spill, is just too high to take the risk. In the next 30 years, there's a 49.2% chance that an oil spill will occur. Now, that might not seem like risky odds, but an oceanic oil spill can have devastating effects on marine life for decades to come. We are still seeing the effect of the BP oil spill today in the form of ocean dead zones on the ocean floor. The movie Deepwater Horizon depicts the 2010 BP oil spill that killed thousands of marine animals and 11 people. In the last 2 decades, 128 people have died on offshore oil rigs because of a malfunction. This might not seem like a comparatively large number, but a life is a life nonetheless. Another helpless victim of offshore drilling is the marine wildlife that lives in the ocean and sky. There was an estimated 82,000 birds that died as a result from the BP oil spill, and another 26,000 marine animals were killed.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces.
Within the last few years, the Obama administration has made it so some of the U.S. coastal waters are off limits to drill in. However, earlier this year, the Trump administration undid this act.
Under the previous administration, so much of our land was closed to development. We're opening it up, the right areas, but we're opening it up. We're creating a new offshore oil and gas leasing program. America will be allowed to access the vast energy wealth located right off our shores. And this is all just the beginning, believe me. The golden era of American energy is now underway.
A golden era where we can utilize all the oil we produce from our oceans. That sounds great, right? Wrong. What the Trump administration fails to realize is that oil rigs and offshore drilling and oil spills all cause detrimental effects to the environment. When an oil rig spills, millions of gallons of oil flow into the ocean. A cleanup effort is made, but only about 25% of the oil gets cleaned up, and the rest just sits in the ocean. This remaining oil isn't good for animals or for the environment. The oil layer on top of the water acts as an insulator and traps heat and water inside, keeping it from evaporating. This contributes to global warming by not allowing the natural cooling process to take place. Even further, offshore oil rigs produce an immense amount of carbon dioxide, which is a top greenhouse gas. Over 10 years, offshore oil rigs produce a combined amount of 26 million metric tons of carbon dioxide. This is equal to the carbon emissions of 6 million cars. There is no reason that thousands of animals have to die. There is no reason that hundreds of people have to die. There is no reason that global carbon emissions need to skyrocket. There is no reason for a mass scale of offshore drilling. Fun fact, the reason Earth Day took off and was celebrated so much was because after the 1969 Santa Barbara oil spill, people were devastated about what the oil spill had done to the beaches and the oceans. They wanted to celebrate Earth more.